Greetings, I'm Chevalier, and a big welcome to the situation and guide of Morocco. Morocco is one of the biggest nations in the Northern Africa region, one of those all of those annoying Berber nations. They are, let's say, medium to high difficulty, mainly because of their uh, high difficulty of expansion, but I still have the possibility to expand into a new world. With the intro out of the way, let's actually go into the situation, and we're going to talk about cash. Right off the bat, you'll see that they will make quite a decent amount of cash. They make 5 ducats with no maintenance. If you actually kill these 2 forts here, which are not necessary, by these forts I mean the forts in Tangiers and the fort in Marrakesh, and can be calling the fort in your capital simply because you want your capital to be really powerful. And you'll stay to make 6 ducats, which is plenty for you to get a decent amount of points from advisors. For trade, here you will see that it's actually collecting the Seville, and you push from Tunis. This is the standard stuff, this is already put in, there's nothing much more to do here, you don't have any additional nodes. You could to some degree move your trader to collect from here basically. That will give you a little bit more trade power in the Genoa trade node, and you're gonna collect there as well, which is gonna give you a bit more cash, maybe 0. Something, maybe 0.5, no 0.05, sorry, 0.05 perhaps, anything of that sort. With this guys, you should collect in the civil trade node, pretty much standard stuff there. Let's talk about estates. So on the stage you have the emirs, the merchant guilds, the ulema, and you'll have a dihmi later on if you take lands from that are not part of your religion. For the emirs here, you are at 65, which is annoying. Try as much as possible to remove lands from them. Your focus should be on the lands that have low military development. So perhaps, well, Caliphate as well would be nice because you have the gold here as well, and Malila as well would be nice. Anyway, try to remove in the later parts of the game so you can actually lower the overall control that they have over your nation. As for the start, just call a diet so you can have 75, and just demand military support when it goes to 61 basically, so you can maximize the modifiers there. For the merchant guilds, there's nothing you can do. If you want, you can give them some land. Maybe you can give them, for example, no, you can't. You need to give them +10. So you can give them garb, for example, the merchant guilds. This is gonna allow them to have more control at 26%, which is gonna be still annoying because you're not gonna have enough influence. So it's quite impossible for you to get the control over the. You can give them Tangiers as well, and that's gonna give you the. No, that's not gonna give you the required control, unfortunately. Yeah, that's not gonna give you the required control. If you actually boost this by 1, nope, it's not gonna happen. 34.5. Yeah, as you can see, it's quite annoying to be honest. You give them control of Tangiers, perhaps you're gonna be able to do this. But yeah, try to be careful of how you pull this off. Then again, just go up to 80 with those 2 options there. You will kind of lower if you just get 1 province and it's doable. That's gonna allow you to take control of this, and you get the points as well from demand points here. For the Lema, pretty much standard stuff. You can seek support, then you can actually recruit a minister, then recruit an inquisitor. It's gonna give you a 69 unfortunately. Then you can demand admin support there as well. Other than this, this is pretty much standard on the estates. Let's go to the government. You are Sultan, you have 0 to 1, pretty crap. Do you have the aggressive expansion minus 10%, and you have the missionary strength plus 1%, which is quite nice, with a new random 1 in 1 year. You have no heir. You should try to wait till you get the heir. If at all possible, try to kill yourself, simply because you might get a new guy, although you're gonna lose on legitimacy there, so try to be careful. For focus, just go for admin focus, and for advisors here, choose your poison. Most likely you want to go either for the unit inflation, the national guys, or the cheaper guys that have +2. So 2 with 2. Which is going to just go for, let's say, national unrest there, or even better inflation reduction. And with Diplo, just keep it like that. Unfortunately, you couldn't get the +2 guy from the states here, from the Amirs here. Alright, so you can get the +2 guy. If you remove lands from them, it should be possible for you to do it. So you can get a +2 guy here with detonations over time, and you can get a military advisor. Whoever floats your boat can go for this right now. And you see that you remain at 1.4 ducats, and even if you move up, you're gonna be fine. Although you might lose some cash if you increase the overall, let's say, how should I call it, production development here. You're gonna get more cash from the gold that you have in Talifat. So you can easily gain cash flow there. At the same time, there is pretty much what I'm saying in court. Let's go over to government. You're a sultanate with the standard stuff here. Tax modifier, income from vassals, and emotional autonomy. Quite nice. You're a kingdom, which is good as well. For diplomacy, here is when it comes tricky. You must ally Granada first, so you can actually stop the expansion from Castile, and you must ally Tunis. With these two allies, you're gonna be fine. Later on, you should ally Aragon when you actually rival Castile. You need a little bit more stuff, and you'll need to restart if they rival you. Just to be on that note, you should restart if they rival you because you're gonna be fucked. At the same time, you should ally Castile later. You should ally France later on, so you can attack Castile. Other than this is quite standard. As for rivals, there are Tlemcen, Portugal, and Castile. Those are your main two rivals. There are not that many options for you to rival. Those are your main rivals. And now let's move on to the next step, which is technology. You are 0, you have federalism in place, you have 0 penalty. You are gonna have the technology, the first institution Renaissance spread quite slow to your side. Although if you can move into Italy earlier on, it should be available. But the conquest for the new world, the colonialism should spread quite easily to your lands. On the other reminder. As for your tech, just simply boost up tech while using the modifiers in all techs. At the same time, try to save points for your first idea, even at the point of not taking technology there. As for military, try to use the modifier as much as possible, and take it when you feel threatened or you want to go to war. You should try to get it earlier on as soon as possible, so you can actually not get attacked by Castile. And this is pretty much it on technologies. On ideas, you are Berber traditions. You have Berber traditions. You are allowed to raid coast. You have a coastal core creation plus 50%. So it means they can actually raise this coast. There's a button here to raid. Can't fucking remember for the love of God where the button is. I haven't played that much, but it's a button here to raise, which is gonna allow you to basically loot that province, and you're gonna get more cash, which is quite nice for these guys. You're also gonna get sailors, which is quite great. We have the naval force plus 25%, quite nice earlier on, simply because you're gonna gain the naval power to fight over the Mediterranean. It's gonna be quite nice. At the same time, you have attrition for enemies, which is quite crap. We have the trade efficiency and caravan power. Not that great. The trade efficiency is nice. The caravan power, not that great, to be honest. You don't have that many trainers that are not coastal, and that is not going to be used to the maximum efficiency there. At the same time, you have the tradition, navy tradition, and privateer efficiency. At this point in time, this is going to be quite useless, because by now you should probably have, by the time you get the fourth idea, you should have control of the Mediterranean, so it's going to be quite useless. You have the CAF combatability and looting speed. Looting speed is decent. CAF combatability is still going to be nice, but it's going to die off as time goes by. You have diplomatic relations, which is quite nice, and you have the galley combatability. As with this, as the game progresses, as the 7 idea is going to be quite crap, so it's not going to be that useful. And next you have global trade power plus 10%, decent, but not that great to be honest. There could be better. For your ideas here, there are two options here. First, exploration and expansion, which is the stable one and the best one, simply because you want to expand to the new world and you have the capabilities to expand to the new world, simply because you have the range, so you can actually take Cape Verde here. If you go for the TI, oh, come on man, TI. So you can actually fight for Cape Verde quite fast. At the same time, expansion is going to give you more colonists, etc. So that is quite nice. At the same time, you can stop Castile and Portugal from expanding due to your positioning. So that is perfect as well. Second option is to go for a military idea first, or followed by exploration, followed by expansion. So you can have better compatibility against Castile. This is not the best option. The best option is exploration ideas, followed by expansion ideas, followed by religious ideas. So you can actually convert these lands quite fast. And you have the CB there, the free CB, or even humanist ideas if you want to go on that route. At the same time, the fourth idea or the fifth idea, depending on your choice, should be a military idea. I recommend going for quality. If it's the fourth, or offensive is the fifth. It really doesn't matter. Quality is gonna give you better ships, and if you want to fight England, and you don't have that much force limit, the extra ship durability is gonna be nice, and moral navies. And this is it for ideas. The recommended option is exploration and expansion, simply because you want to go to the new world and you're in a position to go to the new world. And this is it on this part of ideas. Let's switch on to missions and destinations. You have some flavor events with the Portuguese and with the Spanish as well. Nothing much more to say. You can restore the Al-Andalus. Basically, so you can form the Andalus here. You're gonna gain a permanent claim on some areas there, as well as you have Andalusian and permaculture. You stood your capital as well, and that's pretty much it. You're still gonna be a kingdom, so no changes there. Flavor stuff, and with the permanent claim, it's gonna be fine if you actually want to take Castile over. Although remember that you need to own a decent amount of lands, which is Murcia, Granada, Seville, Cordoba, Gibraltar, Jaén, Cadiz, Padorj, and Almeria. So basically, to some degree, the lower parts here, basically. Right, so the lower parts here that you can see here, you have to own them all, so you can actually form Andalus, which is going to give you claims on the rest. Algarve, Alejandro, Bados, Valencia, Alicante, Caceres, and Upper Andalusia and Lower Andalusia area. So you're gonna get a decent amount of trade power. At the same time, the trade power of claims. At the same time, remember that your capital is gonna switch over to Cordoba, which is gonna be part of Europe, which means that you're gonna gain more cash. You're gonna gain more cash. You're gonna gain faster institution spread because your capital is part of Europe. As the rest here, there are some flavor decisions with the Form Indian Trade Company there. You have the standard decisions for the Muslims, as well as some missions to reclaim Ceuta because it's your core, pretty much standard flavor events and missions there. Nothing that important. For stability and expansion, pretty standard stuff. Reduce exhaustion, you feel the need to boost stability to 1 when you feel actually boost stability to 1 every time because it's the most efficient. Here I recommend going for the native repression policy and killing the natives in those regions. You can also put a guy there if you have the available force limit. For religion, you are Sunni. You're gonna try to keep the piety up as much as possible. Although remember that you're gonna have to attack. Actually, I haven't said this first. You're gonna attack television first, so you're gonna lose the piety there. But try to keep piety up simply because you want to convert these lands here. At the same time, you can attack these guys here as well, which is gonna increase your piety because they are not part of your religion. At least the Mazhab is not part of your religion there. You're gonna gain more piety. But yeah, it's probably gonna be on the middle ground because you might want to move against these guys and the Mamelukes as well. We'll talk about this in the expansion guide there. And you'll see what are my plans. For army, you should just build up your force limit. Just go for the simple 12-6. As for your force limit, I recommend building 2 more carracks with this event here from the Merchants Guild for dropships for war. You're gonna gain those 3 characters there, which is gonna get you up to 8 characters, which is gonna be quite nice. It's gonna get you to 8 characters. You're gonna have a decent amount of fleet, which is really gonna stop the Europeans from attacking you basically, and you're gonna have the not full control, but you're gonna have the, let's say, the second best nation in the Mediterranean. If you actually add up Telemchen as well, yeah, probably the second best. You're gonna be rivaling the Ottomans in fleet, or Venice as well. Or perhaps Aragon and Naples in the Union, or Castile and Aragon and Naples Union is gonna beat that deadlock. But yeah, you should have one of the best navies in Europe and in the world. Though Bang might beat you if you have enough characters. But yeah, this is a talk for another time. Other than this here, there's not much more to say. Try to make this guy into a general. So hopefully he'll die and you're gonna get a random heir. You're gonna lose on legitimacy, but you're fine there as well. I told you what force to kill, and this is pretty much it. We already talked about the states. The next part is gonna be the expansion guide. The situation of Morocco is decent. I would say that they have stand a good shot of beating Castile and Aragon and Portugal as well, at the same time expanding into Morocco. This is gonna be a little bit difficult, and some situation require you to restart, like Aragon rivaling you, or Granada, or actually Granada or Tunis rivaling you as well, might cause you to restart. It's possible for you to take Granada as well for yourself, but it's better for you to have those troops, not those troops ready, the Granada at your side, simply because you might want to attack them and take their lands. But yeah, this is the situation and guide. This is the situation of Morocco. With this, I bid you farewell, and don't remember, and remember, comment, like, subscribe. Ciao.